guys, this is Charlie
and Natasha
for Kracht Amsterdam, and we're here with today's home workout. And that home workout is also known as fight gone bad. And in fight gone bad, you have to fight for every single repetition. And because this is a backpack variation, you need for this workout a weighted backpack, so you could stick your dumbbell, your kettlebell, or any other weights that you have at home into your backpack for weight. And then the other thing that you need is a timer, because you have to be able to clock every time a minute. Now, the workout will then go as follows. It's 3 rounds for repetitions of 1 minute backpack thrusters, 1 minute sumo deadlifts with the backpack, 1 minute of jumps over the backpack, 1 minute of push presses with the backpack, and then lastly a minute of pendlay rows with the backpack. After 5 minutes of work, you'll get a minute of rest, and then you repeat that for another 2 rounds. So you are working for 17 minutes until you finish the whole workout. That being said, if you cannot jump over the backpack, you can step over, and for the rest I don't think you guys need any skill variations. And if so, you can always shoot us a message by emailing us at info@krachtamsterdam.nl. That being said, we're going to warm up together, go through a bit of a mobility part, dynamic stretches, and then we're going to go through the movement standards. Please join Natasha straight away. We're starting the mobility off with 14 alternating reverse lunges. So you're going to step back and step by next to your standing leg. 14 reps, so just easily work through it. It's always nice to slowly ease into the higher heart rate, so you can speed it up in the next 2 rounds. Stay upright with the torso, and if in the later rounds you would like to do it weighted, feel free to get that backpack already in the front rack position or in the bear hug position. And then after 14 lunges, you're going to lie on the floor. You're going to be going for gymnastics swimming. So in a back extension position, maybe you're going to move your arms forward and backwards. So don't slide your hands over the floor, but make sure that there's some space in between the floor and your arm. And then try to move in a full range of motion. And I have seen some people that do this one weighted as well. You could do that by holding a bottle of water, but for most people this is challenging enough. Try to kind of get those shoulder blades together. And then with a nice and warmed up back, we're going to go for backpack shoulder presses. So from a standing position, backpack in the front rack, you're going to be pressing the weight overhead. And that will be with both arms fully extended. So make sure that the backpack every time goes below the chin, and then you press up to straight arm position. 14 of these as well. So you're squeezing your legs, squeezing your bum, squeezing your abs, and then you're not making use of the legs at all for a good warm up of the shoulders. And then after 14 of these, you'll just hold that backpack either in the front rack or in the bear hug, and we'll go for calf raises. So it will be a weighted calf raise, both legs at the same time. You're going to get your heels up as far from the floor as you can, preparing ourselves for the jumps. And if you think it's still easy, you can even hold the top position for a second. Nice for balance, go down controlled, but feel free to just do it fast as well. So we had 4 different movements in this warm-up. You did 14 reps of each, and I want you to do another 2 rounds. And before you do so, quickly set us to pause. And then after this warm-up part, we can continue with the mobility part. And the first part of that will be 5 repetitions of the down into the up-facing dog. So Natasha's going to get herself in a down-facing dog. Please join her straight away. And from here, she's going to bring her hips down, and she's going to push yourself, and from that up dog back in the down dog. And we'll do this for 5 times. In this one, we're kind of stretching the shoulders, the upper back, the lats, and then here you might feel the abs, the front side of your body, even a bit of compression in your spine. Make sure that in this up facing dog your shoulders are pushed down. And after 5 of these, we're going to do do a similar thing for the legs. We're going to go from lizard into sit back lunges. So you're going to take a large step. Your elbows are going to be going down towards the floor. And then with the same leg still in front, you're now going to move back, straightening that front leg, leaning a bit forward to stretch the hamstring. And we'll do this for 5 times. So we go back to that lizard, and then we'll go back into that sit back lunge. And for the lizard, you're aiming for the inside elbow towards the floor, but if you can't get there, you'll just push as far down as you can. It's a bit of variation to just holding those postures statically. Last time, leg straight. And then we'll switch legs, and we'll also perform 5 reps on this side, of course. And you might feel a difference. That could be a difference in the lizard and how far you can come down or how tight your hip feels. But it could just as well be in the sit back lunge with your hamstrings. You might feel you can't reach as far forward as in the other side. And that's fine, that's natural. It's okay to have differences or imbalances in the body. But it's also good to then push in both ones as hard as you can to make it more even and to also do both of them. 5 reps of that down into up dog, 5 reps of that lizard into sit back lunge, both sides. And I want you to do that for another round before we move to the movement standards. But set us to pause. And then to the movement standard. So all the movements are with the backpack. Natasha will pick it up, starting with the thruster. And the thruster you know as that core to extremity movement where you go in a full squat. From there, extend the hips and extend the arms. So the hips are below parallel on the bottom and the weight is overhead completely in the top. Thank you. Next movement, sumo deadlifts. Weight will be in between the feet. The feet are going to be in sumo stance. Now if you look at that from the front, this would be like a more normal stance, and then this would be more of a sumo stance. But when Natasha's going to get ready, and you can look at her from the side, she has a straight back. But I also see that she has here her knees pointing still out. So if you're getting this, you have to get your feet a bit more narrow so that you can get that again. From here, you're going to extend your hips, squeezing the bum, lifting the chest to stand up. And this would be the sumo deadlift. Make sure that the backpack every time touches the floor and that you go to full extension. I don't want you to kind of go to here because this would be a hyperextension and that's not what we're looking for. Then in the 3rd minute, you're going to be going for jumps over the backpack. And you can do that lateral, you can just do that forward, turn, and then again forward. And if you can't jump due to maybe the noise complaints of the neighbors, or maybe just you not being able to jump, then you can make step overs, and that can be forward like this as well. Then we're having push presses, and this is similar to the strict press in the warming up, but this time your legs are going to be helping with a little dip and drive, and that is going to make sure that you're going to move faster and that you're going to do a longer set, maybe even a whole minute unbroken of these push presses. Lastly, in the pendlay rows, the weight will be on the floor, and from the floor you're going to be rowing the weight towards the torso. So you're having a far bend over position, and from here you row. Now what you see is that Natasha, her back is not coming up at all. So she stays low, and in that fashion she rows towards the body. Important is, she keeps her shoulders down and she keeps her elbows tucked. Thank you. 5 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest. You do it for 3 rounds in total. Most convenient for the scores would be if you just count throughout the 5 minutes up. And that in your 1 minute rest, you maybe write down your score so that you can start fresh in the new round. And then after the workout, you can combine the 3 scores of 3 rounds. Lastly, for the advice of the weight, think of a weight in your backpack that is a weight where you can still move fast with. So we don't want the backpack to be so heavy that you have to break it every time. At the same time, we also don't want it to be so light that if you do a thruster, you can throw it through the roof. So try that before you start, that's important. And then also think of which movement is your weakest movement to test that with. Because if you're testing it with the sumo deadlift, which is a relatively stronger movement, and you find out that in the push presses it's not working, then during the workout it's kind of too late. So do that before you start. we want to wish you good luck, have fun,
And enjoy.
bye guys.
Bye bye.